Hello students, this is Mrs. Jennifer De Cruz from Leelavati Lalji Dayal College of Commerce. And in today's class, students, we are going to study economics, chapter number 2, utility. So before starting with this interesting chapter, students, let me tell you all that the total weightage of this chapter with option is 10 marks and without option is 7 marks. Let us now begin with this interesting chapter. So students, let us first understand the meaning of utility. Okay, so utility is the capacity of a commodity to satisfy human wants. Okay, so it refers to want satisfying capacity. Okay, so here in student utility analysis explains a consumer's behavior in relation to maximization of satisfaction. Okay, so herein it studies the power of a commodity, okay, to satisfy the human wants. Let us now come on to the features of utility, students. So to remember this interesting answer, this answer is one of the most important answers that you need to remember. So we have a beautiful code word that is RISE BM, okay, RISEDQ BM square. So first one is relative concept, okay. So students, utility is related to time and place, okay. It varies from time to time and from place to place. Second one is intensity of want. So students, utility, okay, it depends on the intensity of the want. More intensive the want, the greater will be the utility. Next one is subjective concept. So utility, students, is a psychological concept, okay. It differs from person to person. Next one, it is ethically neutral concept, okay. So here in students, the concept of utility, okay, has no ethical consideration, okay. It has no ethical consideration. It is morally, you can say it is morally colorless, okay. Next one is it differs from usefulness. So students, utility refers to the want satisfying power of a commodity, whereas usefulness, okay, it indicates the value in use of the commodity. Next one is it differs from pleasure, okay. So a commodity may, it may possess utility, but it may not give pleasure to the consumer. Next one is differs from satisfaction. So utility, students, is a cause of consumption and satisfaction is the end result of consumption, okay. So it differs from satisfaction. Next one is basis of demand. So utility, students, is the foundation or the base on which demand is created, okay. So basically it is multi-purpose, okay, we can say so. So next point, students, measurement of utility is hypothetical, okay. So utility is, the measurement is just hypothetical in it. Last one is multi-purpose. So utility, students, a commodity and utility, any commodity at any time, okay, they can satisfy more than one want. So multi-purpose is it is, okay. So utility can satisfy more than one want. So we'll have a quick recap over this answer. Features of utility: relative concept, intensity of want, subjective concept, ethically neutral concept, differs from usefulness, differs from pleasure, differs from satisfaction, basis of demand, measurement of utility is hypothetical, and the last one is multi-purpose. Let us now move on to the next answer of this chapter, students, which speaks about types of utility. Okay, so if the code word here is FSP square TK. FSP square TK. So the first type of utility, students, is form utility. Okay, so here when utility is created, okay, due to change in the shape or structure of an existing material, it is termed as form utility. Okay, then we have service utility. So what is service utility, students? It arises when personal services are rendered to various professionals. Okay, when services are rendered to professional, it is termed as service utility. Third one is place utility. Okay, so when utility of a commodity increases due to change in place, it can be termed as place utility. Next one, we have possession utility. So what is possession utility? Students, it arises when the ownership of the goods is transferred from one person to another. Okay, so when ownership is transferred from one person to another, it is termed as possession utility. Next, we have time utility. What is time utility? When the utility of the commodity increases, okay, with a change in its time, okay, of utilization, it can be termed as time utility. And the last one is knowledge utility. The knowledge utility, students, when a consumer, it acquires knowledge, okay, about a particular product, then it is termed as knowledge utility. Okay, so with this we've completed types of utility, and the code word here is FSP square TK. F stands for form utility, S stands for service utility, P stands for place utility, P stands for possession utility, T for time, and K for knowledge utility. Let's move on to the next answer of this chapter, students, and here we're talking about the concept of utility. So first one, students, is the measurement of utility is hypothetical. Okay, what does this mean? Okay, so here utility is an abstract concept. Okay, cardinal or numerical measurement of utility is not possible. Okay, so that is measurement of utility is hypothetical. Now it is the second measurement, the total utility. Okay, so what is total utility? It is an aggregate of all the utilities, okay, from all successive units of a commodity consumed. So aggregate of all the utilities from all the successive units of a commodity is termed as total utility. What do we understand by marginal utility? So marginal utility refers to the additional utility, okay, additional utility derived by a consumer from an additional unit of a commodity consumed. Okay, so marginal means the additional utility derived by a consumer. So concept of utility, we need to remember the three concepts. So first one is measurement of utility is hypothetical, second one is total utility, and the next one is marginal utility. Let's move on to the next answer of this chapter, students, which speaks about relationship between total utility and marginal utility. Okay, so here in, students, the unit of X and total utility and marginal utility is there. So you can see the unit of X, okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When total utility is 10, marginal utility is 10 again. Then when it becomes 18, your marginal becomes 8, okay. When it becomes 24, it becomes 6. So what do we see? That the marginal utility goes on decreasing. Okay, so here we have the graphical presentation of total utility and marginal utility, which shows that marginal utility always shows a downward trend. Okay, let us now study about the law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay, so that is also termed as DMU. So students, let us first understand the statement of the law. Okay, so according to Professor Alfred Marshall, okay, other things remaining constant, the additional benefit which a person derives from a given increase in his stock of a thing diminishes with every increase in the stock that he already has. Okay, so the statement says that other things being constant, the additional benefit which a person will get from a given stock of thing, okay, will always diminish with the increase in the stock that he already has. Okay, now let us move on to the assumptions of DMU. Okay, so the code word to remember this answer is R square D HSC Q. Okay, RD HSC. So what is RD? So first one, students, R stands for rationality. Okay, so what is rationality? The consumer is assumed to be a rational person, okay, or a normal individual. He should be a rational person or a normal person. Second one is reasonability. Okay, so all the units used should be of the same size. The size should be same. Next, we have divisibility. Okay, so the commodity which is used in this law needs to be divisible into small units for easy consumption. It should be divided into small units. Next one is homogeneity. So all the units should be of the same size, same color, same taste. Okay, it should be an homogeneous product. Next one is single want. So a given commodity can satisfy a single want of a person. Next one, students, is cardinal measurement. So the law assumes, okay, that the utility can be numerically measured. Okay, it can be measured in numbers. Next one is continuity. So commodity needs to be consumed without any lapse of time. So you need not have a break, okay? It should be consumed continuously. Next one is constancy. All other factors, okay, should be constant. For example, the taste, the income, the habit, the choices of the consumers, it should be constant, okay? So assumptions of the law of DMU, we have RD, HSE, R square, okay? So R stands for rationality, reasonability. Then we have D, divisibility, HSCQ, H stands for homogeneity. Then S, single one, CQ, cardinal measurement, continuity, and constancy. Okay, let's move on to the next answer. Okay, now urine students, the law of diminishing marginal utility is explained. So urine, when 7 units are consumed, so the marginal utility that you get at the first unit, okay, is 10. When you consume the second unit, it becomes 8. Third unit, it becomes 6. So what do we see? As the unit increases, the marginal utility of that thing goes on decreasing. At one point, okay, it becomes 0 and then it becomes negative. Okay, so this is the graphical presentation which says that when the units are consumed, the marginal utility shows a downward slope. Okay, it goes on decreasing. So urine, we have the same thing, the marginal utility curve slopes downwards. Okay, now let's have a quick explanation on that diagram that we said. So as I told you, the unit of commodity X, okay, they were measured on the X-axis and marginal utility was measured on the Y-axis. So MU slope, the marginal utility slope, student, is sloping downwards from left to right, which shows that marginal utility goes on diminishing with every successive increase in the consumption of a commodity. Okay, so when MU becomes 0, that time the MU curve will intercept the X-axis. Okay, now let us come on to the exceptions of the law of DMU, okay? Exceptions to the law of diminishing marginal utility. So here again we have M square APH. So M square stands for first, M stands for money, okay? So marginal utility of money always increases and it never becomes 0, okay? Next one is miser. So miser, any person who's a miser, he will ignore the assumption of rationality. Next one is addiction, okay? In case of addiction assumption, okay, the rationality is violated because the person is addicted to have that particular product. He will go on having. Next one is power. So with every increase in power, okay, of the utility, for the utility for power increases the more, okay? So with increase in power, utility will also increase. Next one is hobbies, okay? So hobbies, okay, it violates the assumption of homogeneity, okay? Continuity and homogeneity won't come in the hobbies, okay? So with this, we've completed the exceptions of DMU, and the code word again is M squared APH, that is money, miser, addiction, power, hobbies. Okay, let's move on to the next slide that speaks about criticisms of the law of DMU. So here in the code word is ICU-AB. Okay, so here let's see what is ICU. I stands for indivisible goods. Okay, now here in what is indivisible goods, students? This law is not applicable to bulk goods, okay, because these goods cannot be divided. Next one is cardinal measurement. So utility being a psychological concept, okay, it cannot be measured in numbers. Next one is constant marginal utility of money. So here students, the critics argue that MU of money differs from person to person. Next one is unrealistic assumption. So here students, the law depends upon unrealistic assumptions, okay, like homogeneity, continuity, constancy. Then next we have usefulness to the consumers, okay. So this law is not useful to the consumers, okay, because consumers need differ from time to time. Then it is useful to the government, okay. This law is useful to the government. Next one, a single one. This law is restricted to the satisfaction of a single want at a time, okay, which is not, applicable in reality. Next one, it is the basis of paradox of value. So basically, it forms a paradox of value, students. So it, differs. It is a paradox between values of a person and values that is related to the law. Okay. So with this, students, we've completed the chapter. Thank you.